first off, welcome back. Just kind of what's it like now under a little bit of a new direction here, and if you can, just give us some insight into, it was the draft and the portal, and then you come back here. What kind of brought you back to Arkansas for your junior season?
After the season, obviously I wanted to go, test my luck in the draft and stuff, and I didn't get the feedback I wanted, and I kept in contact with Coach Cal and the staff, and what they do is you already know what they do. So coming back was a no-brainer for me.
I guess for each guy, if you wouldn't mind saying how you think practice is going. I know, some of you guys, like I do, you played for Cal, obviously, but for the other guys, it's a new deal. Just how do you think practice is going? Maybe just start left to right.
I feel like it's going well. He's pushing us beyond our limits and just trying to make us uncomfortable and, getting in that mode of just playing fast and, doing exactly as he's asking us to do.
Like what Boogie said, they're kind of all learning everything. I played for Cal. This is going to be my third year, so I've already, experienced all of this. So they're kind of learning everything, and everything is just coming together great. Everybody's uncomfortable, becoming more comfortable with everything. He tells us your mind should be moving slow as your feet are moving fast. So we just in the gym grinding every day.
I'm not new to the SEC, so I've played Coach Cal for 3 years, but you never really know how hard the practices are, and how much attention to detail a coach has until you're actually in practices with him. And this summer has been a lot of good individual stuff, and just kind of setting the culture for the year.
Adou, I think I believe at the time I've got the timeline right. You entered the transfer portal before Coach Cal left. I'm curious, kind of what led you back to Coach Cal, here at Arkansas.
There were a lot of conversations behind the scenes. I know I talked to him probably 3-4 times in 3 different states in a week span. So, from anybody looking at that kind of makes a difference in everything.
TV, a question for you. You've been through must practices and now been through some Cal practices. I'm just curious, how are they similar? How are they different?
I would say they're different. Like I said, it's more we're working on individual stuff. Throughout the summer. With Muss it was more we were doing team practices and stuff, and we just did a lot of individual work this summer, and just setting the culture.
Boogie, was there any differences in Cal recruiting you as a Kentucky head coach and then as an Arkansas head coach? How much maybe did it, I know Cal himself is his own brand, but how much did he have to kind of sell you to on coming to Arkansas itself?
I want to say it wasn't that big, because I was already, focused on him at Kentucky. And, when he moved, he was just, he said the same thing as he said when I was going to Kentucky. And, he didn't really have to do anything big for me to want to go play with him here at Arkansas. I always knew that I wanted to be with Coach Cal, and we just made it happen again.
And how do you see the role for yourself on this team? Do you point guard, shooting guard, everything? How much what do you kind of see for yourself when you step on the floor?
Definitely a point guard. Just being that leader on the court. Whatever coach asks me to do, I'll do. Making sure me and my teammates is locked in on the court. I'm gonna be the coach on the court.
Adou, obviously you come here following Coach Cal, and you have a bunch of other Kentucky staff guys and then other players as well. How much is that kind of continuity kind of helped you settle into new surroundings?
It definitely makes it better because first day here I was like, oh, where am I going? I didn't know who to talk to. Well, for a couple of things, but other than that, the staff, I'm already comfortable with everybody. Wanting to go get a bite to eat. Hitting them to figure out, where the good spots to get food, all that. All that was easy, and just being able to have somebody to talk to and the staff, going to the gym with them every day, that just helps a lot.
Boogie making the transition from New York to Arkansas as a lead guard, and then having guys coming in from everywhere at this level. Who are the guys that you're setting up the most on these lobs? And is it the kind of basketball you're used to back east?
It's definitely not that I'm used to, but I mean, I want to say everybody got a little bit of bounce in their step, in their game. And, we really just trying to see where everybody, excels at on the floor. That's my job as a point guard, to set everybody up in spots where I know they could, score or, make a play for others. And, yeah.
TV John was just in here saying he don't want you shooting threes. How are you with that?
I mean, his resume speaks for itself, so I just try to do what he says. This summer I feel like I've made a lot of progress, with not shooting threes, just being in, he calls it an attack dog, so, just trying to be an attack dog.
Is it more just getting to the hole, or maybe getting to your spot for a 12-footer, or what does that encompass?
He would just rather see me, take a mid-range shot because, I'm gonna make that more than I make a three probably. But he just wanted to see me make faster decisions with the ball in my hands. That's what I worked on a lot this summer.
And then he also said he knew you were good, but you're even better than he thought. And you said something like, "Yeah, I told you," or something like that. I mean, I don't know if he was embellishing that or not. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, he just about halfway through the summer, he just came up to me and was like, "Man, you're better than I thought you were." And I just told him, "I told you so."
Okay, John said he thought y'all probably had 4 point guard types, some combo. Just how do you feel about the point guard position and yourself, and maybe the help you can get there as well?
I mean, I feel like the game is evolving. I feel like in today's world, in today's game, it's not really positions. I feel like we're getting to the point where everybody, even the 5-man, is putting it on the floor, shooting. If you look at the NBA, there's a lot of threes being shot. There's a lot of versatile big man, putting it on the floor like Jokic. So I feel like as a title of a point guard, it's going to get to a point where there's not going to be no titles. It's just going to be, you're going to be a hooper or not.
Adou, how physical has it been in practice? You seem like a guy that can bring some physicality. And then the other question I have is, when you look at the two rosters you've played for with Cal before transferring, how does this one stack up to some other teams you've been on with Cal?
To speak on the physicality, trying to set the tone, bring it every day. We end up scrapping a little bit, but when we get off the court, it's all love. We know that. But, yeah, we try and be as physical as we can because we know the SEC, me and TB, we already played in it. It's super physical, so we try and set the tone, show everybody, you got to be tough. And that's what we're doing. What was your second question?
Just comparing the makeup of this roster to the two that you've already played with Cal.
I'd probably say less guys. Over there, we had a lot of guys. It was, you could sub somebody in at any position and they could go out there and play. But now you got a set amount of guys where we're all getting comfortable with each other, playing with each other every day, and just getting better, building that team chemistry.
Anybody can answer this. John L. Nelly, John L. Davis, he's made a Final Four with Florida Atlantic, kind of been to the pinnacle. What has his leadership been like? What has he kind of been bringing to the roster here as kind of one of the older guys, and has been somewhere everybody wants to get now?
Well, for me, he's been like a big brother to me. Like you said, he's been in the Final Four. So just showing me the way and, showing me how to, go out there and just do me. And the physicality, like you said, or like he said, the physicality is different, and you're going to have to play through some bumps. And it's going to be ups and downs, but as long as you look past that and, get through it, you'll be fine.
That on the court, he's a great leader. He comes in, sets the tone, shows us, you got to be in the gym every day. He has a great work ethic, and try and follow after him. We call him Unk because, he's the Unk of the team. But off the court even too, he was just telling us about how connected you have to be as a team to make it that far in March or, April, late April. Yeah. But we just try and, listen to that, build our team chemistry together, build that brotherhood.
Trevor, when you decide, when you went into the portal, you know, everybody thought you were sticking with the draft, then you go in the portal. I'm sure you had other interests, and you know, Arkansas obviously new staff, new players. Did you consider other schools? Do you mind sharing maybe who was reaching out to you, and ultimately, why are you back at Arkansas?
You know, I'm not gonna go into specifics about who was contacting me, but I mean, yeah, there was other schools contacting me, a lot of SEC schools. But I mean, I'm so familiar with with it here, and you know, Calipari coming here, and you know, we had kept contact my whole draft process, so it was just, you know, it was a no-brainer for me.
He's actually got a bit of a track record for putting guys in the NBA. I know you're a little bit older, you're not a one-and-done guy, but did that enter into it a lot? You feel like, yeah, I'm good, but he can take me to another level where I could be a high draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, his resume speaks for itself. You know, what he did at Kentucky with, you know, guys like DeMarcus Cousins, Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis. I mean, it's undeniable. So just coming here and buying into, you know, everything he's saying and everything his staff is saying, it's you know, it's been good.
And if maybe each of you guys could just say what it's been like in an OTB, and kind of what do you think of his game after practicing with him for a little bit now?
I mean, he's been great. I mean, like you said, he's been improvement each day. You know, more and more after each practice, you know, you see more of TB. And, you know, the thing that stood out to me is every time he goes up to dunk, his head is, like, at the rim, if I'm being honest. So he's probably, like, him and Adou is probably, like, the two guys I probably throw the most lobs to, if I'm being honest.
He just answered the question. I say, I played him for 2 years, so I say I didn't know he was that good. My first couple of practices with him, I remember this one play. We was doing a drill. It was like a 3-on-3 drill, basically. I think, was it you who threw the lob?
Yeah, I think so.
Boogie threw a lob from the elbow. I'm standing at like the other elbow, but outside the perimeter. And he throws the lob. I'm like, who's grabbing that? I just see TB up there, hands at the top of the backboard. I'm like, oh. The ball went through his fingertips. He caught it with his pinky and his ring finger. Dunked the ball. We all just stopped and looked at each other like, oh, like we didn't know he could jump that high. Yeah. After that, he just kept showing us every day how great of a player he is, and you know, he's getting better every day.